Hey, this is Billboard, and you should know me, Noah Kahan. I grew up in Stratford, Vermont, which is on the border of New Hampshire, a town of about 1,000 people, pretty small. My first job was as a valet at a hotel in town, which I was fired from for crashing an Infinity. So, yeah, this is a much better job than that. I would like to master the skill of not letting hunger affect the way I interact with people around me. I think the craziest thing I've ever done is probably touring the country, but besides that, it's getting a tattoo in my foot that half faded away. It was supposed to say tranquilo, which is a Spanish word for calm, but they spelled it wrong, so it's tranquilo without the N. But luckily the TRA faded away at the beach the next day, so it's just kilo now. If someone wants to play me in a movie, I think Jesus would probably be the first option, but if he was busy that day, then the long-haired guy from Swedish House Mafia. I think something about me that could surprise people is that I speak Spanish. I lived for a year in Costa Rica, so I learned Spanish there.
Can we hear a little Spanish?
Yeah, this is really just for the sound bite. I can't really speak Spanish. I can speak Spanish, but it's not good enough for people to be impressed. The last TV show I've binge watched is the same one I've been binge watching for like 4 years. I've been watching The Office over and over again. I actually used it as a sign of how depressed I am at the time. How many times I've watched it, you know, it's bad right now, but I'm deep into The Office. My favorite album of all time, probably Forever Ago by Bon Iver, or maybe I Forget Where We Were by Ben Howard, or Tea for the Tillerman by Cat Stevens. My go-to Spotify playlist, probably Coffee House Chill. I don't know all the names. The sad one. If I could collaborate with any artist, I think I'd want to collaborate with Hozier. I think he's amazing, and I don't know, it would just be a really cool experience. I started making music, if you could call it that, when I was like 9 years old. And it was mostly just depressing songs about colors and the days of the week. But I learned guitar when I was 12, and I started kind of writing every day after that, and started to get a little better at it. The first song I ever wrote was called Wednesdays is the Worst Days of My Life, and I sang it at my talent show. And then I had to go to mandatory therapy for 2 weeks with a school guidance counselor because people were so concerned. It was a banger, honestly, but they just couldn't understand it yet. People should listen to my music because I think I try to document how it feels to be a young person in a place that you're not totally comfortable with, and I think a lot of people can relate to that, whether it be in work or in school or anywhere. So if you're unsure or if you feel like there's a lot you have to learn, then come try to learn it with me, I guess.
Hold me close and I won't leave, 'cause it hurts when you hurt somebody.